So we're gonna go fix it really quick. That is, of course, if allowing from Mama Joker, if she'll let us do it. Or did we use up their clones too? Okay, so we lost Amy, 380 Mazesta. Yes, we also lost Kane.
This dungeon's tough.
Yes, it is. And for good reason, because it's the last dam. So, damn.
Especially considering you grinded between recordings, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doubting that you did or anything, but I'm just like, dang, the difficulty curve.
This is like the final litmus, really.
Yeah,
it is.
because I'm just like, wow, even with grinding, the difficulty curve has shot up.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of the downside here. But that also kind of gives you a hint as to what we've got coming. Because this... quick spoiler. Quick spoiler, this is kind of the last thing that we do on Motavia.
So we're essentially getting into the final stretch.
We're getting close to endgame, because we're going to open up Desirous after this. And it's not going to be endgame per se, but it's going to be opening up the concept, because...
Essentially starting the third act.
Yes, because now we're going to be doing the last bit of grinding for the final dungeon, as well as getting final gear. Which, strangely enough, is all on Desirous. Try and explain that one. Alright, so now that we've done this, let's give this another shot, shall we? Oh, wrong town. I meant to do that. I'm trying to think of some other things that were really cool in there, in that list. One of them was the Iron Giant. Mm-hmm. He found a reason to do the Iron Giant, and wow. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like that movie, but it finds ways to get into top 10s of, like, animated movies, and I just didn't see it coming, really. And I believe it is a Brad Bird movie. So, it always surprises me when it makes the list.
Let me take a look, actually. You piqued my curiosity. If it is.
That was another one that threw me off. Also, the things that didn't make the cut also threw me off. So, like, for example, the Megazord from Power Rangers was not allowed. Simply because Sage set a rule that if it was not animated, then it did not make it.
Makes sense. So, yeah, he's going strictly for the animated robots. And you're right, it is a Brad Bird movie.
Brad Bird, because I think that was the movie he did before The Incredibles.
Oh, come on!
Yep, of course. But thankfully, now that I'm playing smart, because I wasn't using the Storm Gear before.
At least Rudo's like one-shotting things.
Rolf is.
Rolf, sorry.
Rudo will get to a point where he is too. But... There we go. Now we're starting to do a little bit more mass damage.
Rudo the red-nosed barbarian. Whatever he may be, I don't know.
He's the bounty hunter. He's the Boba Fett of this universe. Which you never would have guessed. Because we just don't give him that voice. We give him the crappy Arnold voice. The only thing that bothers me about an item that hits, like, everything, is that they tease you with that really big number,
yeah,
and then you have to sit there and go, I have to divide that by 4.
Yeah, you mentioned that last episode.
It's crap. And we'll even get into that with Anna, because that's one of the biggest assets she brings to the party, is she can hit multiple enemies. Because she can hit them with bladed weapons. Stop hitting me with lasers! There we go, another Storm Gear. Can we start killing these things, please? Thank you! Yeah, I wish Rudo was one-shotting stuff, because near the end of the game, he'll be the big hitter. And you will like how big he hits.
Big hits are always good.
Mm-hmm. You can get guns that will make him hit multiple enemies, but it's actually not a good idea. You want to give him the stuff that hits one target.
It's just better suited for him, what?
It's better suited for him in the fact that he pulls off bigger numbers that way.
Right.
Anna, that works because all of the weapons that she prefers are geared towards multiple enemies. So that works for her. Doesn't mean that she won't hit hard when the bosses come around. But that's her ace in the hole for you. Can we kill another whistle? Yes! Bye-bye. I'm humming because Alex won't. Because there's really nothing to hum now.
Yeah.
We've kind of hit all the music in the music tracks on Motavia.
Yes. When there's new music, I'll start humming, if it's catchy enough.
Indeed. Come on. Wow, we're actually... No! I jinxed myself! And here come all the lasers. Oh, the lasers!
Oh, the lasers. Air quotes.
If we're going for Dr. Evil, are they on sharks? Because if they're not, then you need to throw me a freaking bone. All I was asking for was freaking sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their freaking heads. And still, that's not like the best joke that was ever made.
No.
In that movie. Okay. We're gonna do a little bit of healing, and then, if you remember from a previous part, we gained a really helpful item.
Yes, we did.
And we're going to use it, because just in case we have other issues, then we're going to magic cut to that. Alright, so Rolf is going to quickly use the Visiphone. So we can just make a quick save. And people are kind of wondering why I'm just skipping through all this, because I've read it numerous times.
She says the same old things.
She really does.
See, they need to give her the
do you want to adventure some more? Yes. Okay, be on your way. Blah, 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 blah.
If this game ever gets voice acting in the future, please make Sandy Fox that girl.
I was going to say Tiffany Grant, but, you know.
Tiffany Grant's fine and all, but... I don't know, I just picture more...
Well, I just have a feeling that this character needs to sound a little condescending.
I picture her more with the voice of Mistral, her voice of A20, you know, Sandy Fox.
Yeah, it works, but, you know, I just have a feeling that that character should be a little condescending towards me. Logcat!
Just like you gotta give the woman who gives you who teleports you anywhere, gotta give her that southern, sultry accent.
Something like that, you know. Go dig out, not Mimi. Who's the other one I'm thinking of that has, like, a really, really deep southern accent in anime?
Nothing you would
like
probably
Sugar?
know.
Something like that.
I don't know. You saw Azumanga, didn't you?
What was that?
You saw Azumanga Daioh?
Yeah, like Osaka.
Yeah, Osaka.
That might be worthwhile.
But hers is more like the simpleton accent. When I think of like the deep, sultry southern accent, and you likely haven't seen this, but I think of My Hime.
Yeah, it doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. I mean, it's not exactly giant robots, but it's kind of like Magical Girls meets robots.
Well, here's the thing. In most of the giant robot stuff that I've watched, southern accents aren't done.
Aren't or are?
Are not.
Are not, right.
If they are, then people would have to bring it up to me because I don't remember it being done.
Well, generally they only give a character an accent when they're supposed to, like, come from, like, Kansai or Osaka.
What actually makes what I laugh at every time when I pick it up is in Cowboy Bebop, the one character that technically is supposed to be a cowboy, no southern accent. Try and figure that one out. Because it makes me laugh every time. It's like, you did not give Andy a southern accent, and he's supposed to be the cowboy in Cowboy Bebop.
Well, it's risky to do accents and dubbing.
Alright, this is about where we were supposed to be. So, now we're going to go this way. Let's see.
Go to the top, grab a star mist.
Let's see.
I actually don't know where we are. I'm just reading the guide.
No, I'm just making sure that I'm going the right direction, because if I take the wrong chute, then I'll get lost. And this is one of those games where getting lost sucks.
You can tell that we've been lost before. Ah, these robots.
Ow.
I have noticed that, though. We've kind of shifted from beasts into machines.
I'm not taking the risk. Res to Rolf. Hi!
Hi!
I don't usually pull out heals mid-battle because you can never guarantee where the enemy speed is in it, but that was one of those times where I'm like, yep, we're gonna use it. And now we're gonna do a quick little heal to both Rolf and Kane. Alright, I think if we go here...
Monsters and wireheads. Can we ever go first for a change?
Not in a dungeon, no.
So we're always doomed to be second.
Well, the game sees it that way, yes. Oh, lunkhead! Seriously? Amy, I love you and all, but you don't hit that hard. You can't afford to miss. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about the storm gear missing. That's a guaranteed hit. Yay, one of them's dead. Kill the wirehead. Kill the wirehead. Okay, cool.
Kill the wirehead.
Kill the wabbit. Kill the wabbit. We're gonna dig out a dynamite for everybody.
Drink up.
Because the power is yours?
Don't know. Why did you go there?
I don't know either. I'm having a weird day. School ended or the semester ended for me, so I'm digging out like a bunch of random stuff I never thought of. Oh crap. I just gave a dynamite to somebody who didn't need it. That's okay. I've still got a trimate on standby.
Yeah, you see, Generation 1 Pokemon had that same problem, is you could accidentally use an item on the wrong Pokemon.
Well, one of the things that bugs me about this game, I don't think we need to re-emphasize this like we did with Phantasy Star. We still like the game, but there are little problems here and there. One of which is individual inventory. That bothers me. I like it when there's just one overall place where all your inventory is going, and you just stick with it. For some reason...
I think you know what, I do think they really kind of improve on that in later Phantasy Star games.
They do.
Because the AIs actually have some sense to use health items themselves.
Mm-hmm. See, I'm not knocking Phantasy Star as a whole, because obviously, the first game had an overall inventory. Mm-hmm. For some reason, 2 and 3 don't. And I don't remember if 4 did or not, but I know online, because it ran off of some MMORPG standards, actually had just an overall inventory. I shouldn't call that MMORPG standards, because that was one of the standards that kind of set those rules. Oh look, more of the heavy solid.
I've only played Phantasy Star Online with multiplayer like one time. So, I honestly can't remember what it was like.
Honestly, I never played like a massively online game up until World of Warcraft.
I never played it online or anything. I always played it offline, but I did actually do an offline multiplayer campaign with a couple of my friends. But we never did get to finish. It was so sad.
It sounds like it was. And now we're getting killed with fire.
Kill it with fire!
At least we went first that time.
Wow. Who thought that would happen?
Okay. Well, I don't want to do this, but I kind of have no choice in the matter.
Fight!
Ah. Storm gear! Yay, we killed something! And now Amy unfortunately has to heal somebody else. Otherwise, we're gonna lose Kane.
Wow, it's like we're using our healer to heal.
I know, heaven forbid, right? She should be out there attacking, just like all of us. And wow, holy moly. We're gonna have him heal himself, because we need, like, that instant heal. Yay! Kill the monster! Yay! And there was much rejoicing. More healing to Rolf. How many steps was that? I'm just curious.
Probably like 5.
Not enough. That's how much it was. Lunkhead! You don't know how much it was? Not enough.
Always not enough, right?
Exactly. And now these things are kicking my crap again. They're kicking the living crap out of me. Can we kill one of them, please? Of course not. Because that would make sense. Alright, I need the instant heal to Amy. So much for being instant. Lunkhead!
Yay, we killed something.
Rudo and Kane are, like, supposed to be my ace in the hole here. Because they are the ones that don't have to worry about armor. Well, strangely enough. Oh, dang it. We didn't really need it. But oh well. Phantasy Star 2, because we like using items, or healing items that people don't necessarily need. Yay! Look, monster! We're almost off this stupid floor!
What's the name of the monster?
Monster.
What's the name of the monster?
I don't know, Alex. What is the name of the monster?
That's why I'm asking you. What's the name of the monster?
Who's on first? What's on second?
Who?
No, that's what I'm asking you. Who's on first?
Who?
This joke got over really, really fast. Okay, so now that we are past this point...
Do you remember an Animaniacs episode that did that Who's on First bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was classic.
Oh, I loved it.
What's the name of the band? Who? The band on stage. Who?
Ooh! And of course, I was actually getting into a debate with a friend of mine over the relevance of Animaniacs and whether or not it is still funny today. I'm like, absolutely!
Yeah.
There's still references that come through on other shows. Like, there have been a couple of times where, like, that new Looney Tunes has referenced Animaniacs. And technically, Animaniacs was supposed to take a lot of its inspiration from the Looney Tunes, so try and figure that one out in your head.
Yeah, you might be right, but I always took more, like, Tiny Toons was more the inspiration from the Looney Tunes.
No, Animaniacs did it too, but...
I'm sure they did, but I always thought Animaniacs was a little more Hollywood spoof, and Tiny Toons was more like Looney Tunes.
It's Hollywood spoof, but it's also... Unfortunately, they didn't... Like, they wanted to do more risque stuff, but they didn't want to do it with Bugs Bunny. And so Tiny Toons wasn't really the way to do that, but the Warners were, because they set that whole premise of the Warners are such a problem that they were trying to be contained in the water tower.
Mm-hmm.
So they could easily make the Madonna joke and not be horrible for the image of Bugs Bunny, because Bugs Bunny didn't do it.
Right.
It's one of the things that I laughed at with, like, Slappy Squirrel. She could not make Bugs couldn't make the cynical jokes, but Slappy could, because they set her up as a really old and cynical person.
Mm-hmm.
So try and figure that one out. Oh, well. Okay, so now we are done on this floor, believe it or not.
I totally just missed. What item did we get?
We actually got a 5th G-Res item.
Oh, nice.
Just in case we need it. And trust me, we might. Because I remember playing this through on my dry run, and I forgot what one of them was, and I sold it.
Whoops. It's okay, I made that mistake too, selling important items. Like, I think my first time I ever played Pokemon, I sold a Moonstone.
Well, like, I mean, it was exactly that. I forgot that item was a G-Res item, and I got rid of it. And then I was like, oh crap, really? I did that? And yes, it happens in every RPG. The only thing that bothers me is that when it happens on an RPG, and that is a plot-crucial item, and you have officially broken the game, from there on in, you cannot go further. And that's happened in a few RPGs. Where you have to start all the way from the beginning, because you got rid of an item you shouldn't have been able to get rid of.
Unwinnable by mistake.
Exactly. It's so stupid, but it happens a lot.
And they're the games that make it unwinnable by design. Just like Phantasy Star 1.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because we needed that one item to defeat the
oh,
Emperor. Yeah,
that's right, because we had that problem with the final boss. But, well, we didn't get rid of it. I just forgot to go get it.
Yes.
That was the issue there. Okay, so... We're back on the horrible floor. With the kill gammas.
They're buzzing out.
I just realized. They're gammas and we haven't made a gamma jump. Gamma! Okay, well, at this point, we're gonna have to use some more G-Res from Amy. And hope Amy doesn't get hit, but she did!
Well, she didn't die.
No, she didn't die. Really close, but she didn't die. Get rid of this thing. Lunkhead! Seriously, these are like the blasters of this level, and when we miss, it just makes me cringe. Alright, so it's Rolf that needs one. More Dimates! Okay, I think I can just keep going left.
Open the blast doors.
Open the blast doors! More gammas.
For Gamma.
Gamma! Okay, next round, and I'm going to do something. Hopefully I can do it. Does she have one of them? I don't... Does she? Okay. Yes, use it. We're gonna put these items to use! Assuming Amy lasts. And she doesn't! Oh, F you, game. Oh, this is so frustrating. And what's really sad too, we were close. We were close to the end.
Dang, now we get a teleport.
Yeah, because I don't think that Rolf has... Is music the one?
Nothing happens.
No, that's the thing for the keyboard. No, I don't... I think the only person that actually has the potential to learn is Amy, is to learn a res spell. Alright, well...
We'll be right back.